I looked out of the window over the city. The steam was rising off the buildings and the cars were zooming by. Indeed, looking back over history of the Gander Detective Agency, these could even be called cars nowadays. Things had changed since the agency had been founded. Back then, there were very few people you could say had game. Now, the game was everything. I was a Gamedec, and this was my life. Detective Yorkie here. I'd like to lead you through a game that we tried out from the Humble Bundle, and that gathered my interest. I don't know how it will go, but let's start.
It's a strange profession, Gamedec. You're neither a player nor a detective. You know the rules and how people break them, how they leave a digital trail. And there is always a trail, a flaw in the source code, backdoors used by cheaters, anonymity skins used to cover up unpopular activities. All can be found. All can be traced. With a lot of skill and a little bit of luck. Sometimes more than a little. Because there are surprises, even for a Gamedec. But in the end, you keep your eyes on the prize. This is my story. What's yours?
Character name, of course. I am Yorkie, Detective Yorkie, or Gamedec Yorkie as it is. Origin, we were from the low city. Low down, reprobates. People had all kinds of names for us. A dominant value guiding your character before they chose the Gamedec for your choice. Okay, hedonism, achievement, power, purity, conformity, tradition. I'd always valued achievement in whatever avenue of life I took part, whether it was love, detection, gaming, whatever. Achievements could be everything. Of course, in the future and in the game, how you looked was dependent upon what you wanted to look like. Things had changed since the first time the Gander Detective Agency was established. Realium. Devitalization is a process generated by a player's helmet and is responsible for activating a game pill. It is similar to the natural process of falling asleep generated by the pawns. It entails disconnecting the brain's motor and sensory sensors from the rest of the body. Thanks to this, a player can move the limbs of the character in Virtualia and receive digital sensory stimulation. At the same time, lie still on a couch and feel no real stimuli. The only muscles that are not devitalized are the oculomotor muscles. Exactly the same exception occurs during sleep. This phenomenon can be observed in REM, rapid eye movement, sleep phase. I didn't remember why I became a Gamedec. At some point, Let's see, dialogue options. Use dialogue option. Okay, fine, close. At some point, I must decide that it was a reasonable way to make money. Then I just got used to it. I solved numerous cases so people started to believe I was credible. Fools. And credibility was crucial in my line of work. Pretty much everything can be falsified, but you can't fake credibility. Besides, games, besides being my workplace, also became my second home. Did I ever play for fun? Yeah. Sometimes I did. Have a look around. I was surrounded by the real world, that is, Realium. I could hear Warsaw City humming outside the window. I lived in Towerstone in Wola. It was the end of the 22nd century and people were crazy happy. Kidding. Some were, some weren't. Which group did I belong to? I wasn't sure. Time to check if there were any new jobs. Warsaw City, my polis. Walkways, squares, space, and chasms. That's what modern cities look like. The middle there, mid-city, despite dense developments, you could still see the sun and pieces of sky, as well as a long way down. That was a nice view. Felt a connection with the people above and below. I could hear the transit tubes, new mobiles, and humming ads. It was never quiet. This was where the rich met the poor, and light met darkness. A place where you could be pretty much whoever you wanted to be. And where advertising drones peeped through people's windows looking for new victims. Aspects are part of Gamedec's personal express. Okay. I was with Glacier, well versed in both virtual and real technologies. You know where to look for power nodes, cables, and virtual developers' stacks. You can open them and hack them and change their settings. Send the drone away. I once installed a gadget in the window that disrupts the sense of such invaders. All it took was a short signal. The drone received an error message that made it return to the shop for inspection. I had a few things I needed to think over. You can't really contemplate without a drink in your hand. Luckily, the server bot knew exactly what I needed. The Surfer Ind logo had slightly faded already. But the server bot, as usual, patiently awaited instructions. Vodka, pure, cold, and hot at the same time. Two to choose from, a decent synthetic one and a good rye made. More expensive stuff. Cheap and cheerful was usually my option. I decided to go with the budget option. It's still made for human consumption after all. I decided to think some stuff over and get to work. Thousands of games and millions of players mean plenty of cases for Gamedecs. Hatred, greed, and deviousness are especially common online. Two topics have been especially popular in the media recently: digital love and whether it's better to live online or in Realium. I took a sip. The opponents of online relationships had a simple argument. The beautiful prince you fell in love with may be a frog. And it might not even be human. It could be an MPEG. Supporters of online response said, so what? These days, you may have an online partner, you never meet them in Realium. What difference does it make what they really look like? I had nothing against it. Honestly, if what I'd seen in reality before becoming a Gamedec was true, you could be just as easily fooled in reality as in a game. A dirty old man pretends to be a pretty girl. Is he a fraud? No. He is a pretty girl. I always wanted this, and it's always possible online. When people love each other and look how they want, and not as Realium dictates, were we to say no. I think it's beautiful. Not quite what I was thinking, but close enough. Recent events. Some had been talking about the Pygmalium technology, developed by Blue Whales Interactive. It upgraded AI to the level of human psyche. Recent gossip. A man named Kenju, a a young good or bad star, screwed up in the last game, and his Black Angels lost. BWI claimed they could create human beings, obviously for a hell of a price. Such humans are called diginets. A diginet is a synthetic brain, a rendon, but no body. It lives online unless you buy it a mobrium. There were demonstrations at the company's locations against this technology. The protesters claimed that diginets were unnatural. You're never going to stop the march of technology. A company introducing such risky tech must have tested it thousands of ways. Otherwise, it wouldn't have put its reputation on the line. The protesters were a bunch of ignorant people afraid of progress. I wasn't going to waste my time on them. Honestly, they could go wrong. But if you're not aware of people can go wrong too. People can go about as wrong as you can go. It was time to get to work.
Hey, I need your help. Someone is running around the Brahma pretending to be me. I think it is my ex in my skin. He did not take kindly to the breakup, and in the last telesense he promised to ruin my life. I thought it was just a crazy talk, and ignored it. But now I know I shouldn't have. Could you check it? I can give you the info about his last known whereabouts. Just please be quick. My reputation is on the stake.
Predatory people were never my favourite kind. It always irked me when I saw a man going after a woman, or a woman going after a man.
Hi, I'm Barry Scott, and I'm calling you about fixing restrictions in your homo-relium life. When you leave the game, are you tired of others in your home taking up too much space in their couches? Well, never fear, we have the solution here. Introducing the stool. The stool takes up 75% less space than the couch. You simply put the stool in a corner of a room, prop the user up against the two walls, and away they go. Same helmet and infusion fluids. Just rather than a big, bulky machine, the fluids are just in a bag under the stool. Fix those homo-relium life problems one at a time with L-Bilux Solutions. Terms and conditions and health problems apply. If you experience back pain, we do not accept liability. Please ensure all the details.
Looking to make some quick credits? Here at Tabletop Antiques, we will buy your old tabletop games in exchange for credits. Don't let those old cardboard and plastic parts take up space where you can install the latest couch instead. Come find us in High City, or give us a call back to find out what your antiques are worth. Tabletop Antiques, the best credit rates for your antique games.
Advert after advert through the answering machine.
Hey man, I fucked up. I was playing Twisted and Perverted, and my skin went down. So yeah, now people know who I am and what I've done in the game. Help me, please. I can't lose my job and family. Can you take care of it, please?
It said that even back in the 20th century, people were saying, please delete my browser history. Things had advanced a little since then.
Hey, I need your help. Someone is running around the Brahma pretending to be me. I think it is my ex in my skin. He did not take kindly to the breakup, and in the last telesense he promised to ruin my life. I thought it was just a crazy talk, and ignored it. But now I know I shouldn't have. Could you check it? I can give you the info about his last known whereabouts. Just please be quick. My reputation is on the stake.
Someone was sensing me. It turned out to be a man called Jeffrey Haggis. I didn't know him. Nevertheless, I answered.
Please come to me. I'll tell you everything when you're here.
Oh, you're there. Please come see me. Blue Whales Interactive Tower, level 255, south entrance. Tell you everything when you're there. Tell me more. Could you tell me some more information? I still told you need to get here first. Not without a down payment. Let's have a little respect for each other's times. I don't know anything about the case. I'm not sure whether a certain amount... I get it, you want a down payment. I'm transferring it right now. I hope it's enough. Yes? Great, I'm waiting. He's disconnected. Jukebox, my lady's purchase. My computer, it controlled the couch, communicated with household appliances, let me send messages, and did everything else. It was a good piece of hardware. I optimized and upgraded it with a robust antivirus suite and the latest drivers, a Gamedec computer. A few emails from clients had helped. I needed to reply to those. First message sent as Stone was grateful for working out what his daughter was doing in the Into the Dungeon 1337. Reply kindly. I wrote that I was happy to help him. I hear from him and asked how his daughter was feeling. It's good to nurture relationships with clients. I got through the other emails rapidly. Some were invitations to events, some were spam. I replied. Check the contracts. I got through the other emails quickly. Some were... Okay. I already had one contract. It wouldn't hurt to check. Maybe there'd be another one. It was my lucky day. Mr. Gamedec, come play Crying Guns with us. It's a lot of fun. We may not be able to pay you, but... A bunch of kids. I didn't want to deal with that. So the contract from Haggis was the best thing I could give my attention to. Turn to that. Net. A new case. I wondered if anything would surface on the net. Look up Haggis. Who was Jeffrey Haggis? The director of the programming department at Blue Whale Interactive. Wife, Eleanor. Son, Frederick. Fredo to his friends. His assets are recorded in 8-figure amounts. That was all I could find. Look up Blue Whale Interactive. EWI, the leader of the field in AI. Their flagship product, the dating game, Paradise Beach. A little less known but still popular was the game Knight's Code, a clan battle game based on medieval Japan. They made luxury helmets, and ladies and gentlemen, they could make human beings. Their Pygmalion upgraded AIs mimicked human psyches. Games, Void Stars. I earned in several games, but was recently focused on one, Void Stars. Still in development, even though it had already been released. It was supposed to be bigger than all previous space simulations, though that was hard to imagine. I'd already bought a few ships, I just couldn't help myself. They were damn expensive, but what the hell. I loved looking at my fleet. I'm not going to worry about that right now, I have something to do. Holovision. It's on the news. Warsaw City News, the latest domestic and international news all day long. Today is Monday, July 17th. My name is Gina Gord, and this is the news. Ken Ju, the young star of Good or Bad, loses the game miserably. Joe blames everything on glitches in the game. Could this be the end of the youngster's career? Yeah, time to move on from the news. And that's a gaming couch. No data. Deduction. Close. Alright, so I've not pieced anything together yet. Jeffrey Haggis. Nothing there. Alright. Then I guess it was time to leave. Solid doors protected me in my apartment. Go to your client. Haggis' office, Relium. The office of the Undercity is one of my favourite spots. Even though I'm at the roof of the Undercity is one of my favourite spots. Even though I'm standing on one of the lowest walkways in Warsaw City, I feel like I'm on top of a mountain. Below me is a 150-metre long gaping abyss stretching over the seemingly endless ruins of old Warsaw. A ground cleaner's company. Cyclops chugs away in the distance, clearing rubble from old blocks of apartments. If you look hard enough, you'll notice bonfires made by savages among the dust and fog. I can hear the humming of a nearby MCC beacon, standing guard and watching over me. Yes, the ROU is definitely one of my favorite spots.
The director's office is behind that door. Mr. Haggis is expecting you.
Sounds good. Workspace, anything going on there? The computer on the desk was not secured. The empty workspace exuded corporate solitude. The nameplate on the desk read Junior Customer Support Specialist Idris Ikari. Look at the monitors. The screensaver slideshow changed between landscapes filled with the ABBs and the towers of Warsaw City. Breaking the sequence, an image of two women embracing appeared on one of the monitors. One of them had blue hair. Log in. I barely touched the screen and gained access to the desktop. It wasn't locked. There was an open BWI presentation, an unfinished hand of solitaire. Scan the contents. There may have been some interesting files there. My snooping software started sifting through the contents of the computer. The screen was filled up with the face of my client, Jeffrey Haggis. I can see you through the camera. You won't find anything on that computer. I'm in the next room. Come and see me. Before Haggis hung up, the software displayed the search results. There really was nothing there. Browse the presentation. I saw 3D blue whales flying through the clouds, the company's logo. The animated slides presented the financial results for the last quarter. I copied the presentation to take a look later. Finished the hand of solitaire. I couldn't just leave the game unfinished like that, so I started to arrange the cards on the screen. I finished. It wasn't too bad of a score. Leave. There's nothing else to see. And through we go. And there he is.
Yeah, good.
The man took a deep breath and let the air out through his nose with a loud wheeze. His gaze bore into me like he was trying to break me. How long do you expect me to wait? Introduce yourself, tell him about the order, take initiative. Introduce. Hello, my name is... I know who you are, I'm Director Haggis. Something's wrong with my son. He's not getting off the couch and, well, you'll see for yourself. It's been over 4 days. He entered some game with his friend Timmy. I've tried talking to Timmy, but he's clammed up. His condition makes me worry even more. My son is on the couch in the next room. Let's go there now. Here he is. Find out what's going on with him and how he can be helped. Haggis' son was wearing an expensive brand-name suit and a state-of-the-art helmet covered part of his face. The couch's side panel warned that he'd exceeded online time limit. I couldn't help noticing the genital area of his gaming suit was bulging. Let's check the couch. The couch side panel warned that he'd... The 11 bits discretion and comfort couch reeked of luxury and unattainability. The system masked the player's logon information. Check its panel. Small screen displayed Fredo's vital signs, pulse, muscle tension, and brain activity. Despite the high-end software, the kid was sweating and using much more Nutrifluid than he should have been. His body was exhausted. Haggis muttered a bunch of curses. Hurry up. Calm your jet, my man. I need to check what's going on, don't I? That's what you hired me for. Examine the suit. The suit was equipped with advanced anti-bed sore software. It resembled the skin of a slithering snake. Check the material. I ran my fingers over the suit's surface. The synthetic fibers emitted more heat into places where they needed to work harder. Sometimes you'll gain information directly pertaining... Oh, so we can go into deduction. Okay. The suit was trying to mitigate the boy's sexual arousal through slow but intense body massage. How to help Fredo, rather. We have no data at the moment. Gather more information to unlock. Alright, back we go. Examine Fredo himself. Touch his hand. I took his hand. It was slightly trembling, with normal temperature. That happens in games that generate lots of adrenaline. His fingertips were covered with sweat. No, not sweat. I rubbed the sticky substance between my fingers and sniffed. Berries and chewing gum. Enough sniffing around. Tell me what's going on with my son. Share your observations. Straight out. Please note that these are initial observations. Your son is fine. He's just playing something exciting. It's been logged in for over 4 days, but there are no signs of adverse effects from the session. This is some excellent equipment. However, Fredo is unnaturally excited. If this state continues, it may lead to some unpleasant consequences. We need to hurry. Doing a hard extraction by taking the helmet off is a huge risk. And logging out remotely is impossible. I know that, you idiot. That's how most systems work. So you don't know where he's logged into? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to determine that. I needed to find out which game Fredo was logged into and then take the appropriate steps. Fine, just hurry. Fredo's friend Timmy is in the office. You can talk to him, just don't touch anything else. Got it? He glared at me for several long seconds, then glanced at the bulge in his son's suit. Get to work. Decided to take a better look at the kid and his equipment. I leaned over to get a better look, checked the screen. The visor had no info on Fredo's virtual location, an intentional safeguard. The helmet didn't have an observer port either. There was no way to see what he was playing. Full discretion. Check the helmet's number. To get a look at the number, I had to lift the boy's head. I gently grabbed the head and turned a little. Fredo moaned. Watch out, you idiot. You'll hurt him. Explain. I know what I'm doing. He'll be fine. You think I'm blind? You're hurting him. Leave him the F alone, or I'll throw you out myself. I turned his head to access the boy exhaled heavily. Enough, leave him alone. Examine Fredo. Check if he's faking. I grabbed his shoulders and shook him several times. No muscle tension, he wasn't faking. The quiet sound of the suit's massage device grew louder as the orders brought his body back to the optimal position. Examine his face. I leaned over and looked under the visor of the helmet. No signs of an extended online stay. Expensive supplements did the trick. He had irregular skin discolorations near the ears. I had no idea what could have caused them. Leave. Looks like we looked at him. Have we done everything we can there? Other actions? Yes, leave. Alright. What's here? What's this? There was a rather provocatively dressed 20-something woman on the couch. The device's panel was flashing warnings. Check the couch's panel. It exceeded the safety limits for logged in time. Over 4 days without a suit, she must have taken a game pill, or her bladder wouldn't have held out. She started revitalization, but something interrupted the process. Even though she couldn't control her body, I thought she could hear me. Her helmet had an external monitor port. I could connect to it and see what happened. Take a closer look. She must have been planning a short session, since she didn't put on a suit. She looked like one of the women I had seen on the computer screen in the hall. Is that your assistant? She's just a random lowlife. Leave her alone and get back to my son. Agnes' face swelled up with anger. Explain. We have some crucial information. Alright, just hurry up. Connect to the helmet. Agnes noticed what I was doing. The observer's port. He nodded. I see you're prepared. When I connected to her helmet, the image was transmitted to my lenses. The girl drifted in undefined space. It wasn't the network menu, or any of the games I knew. Hello, I'm a Gamedec. I was hired by Meister Haggis. I connected to your helmet. You can talk and I'll hear you on my walk-tel. According to the login, your name is Starlet. Starlet, is that right? She moaned like she was in pain. A Gamedec? That's great. Yeah, I'm Starlet. I can't seem to log out. Question her. I want to ask a few questions. If it helps you get me out of here, what happened? I don't know. I don't even know where here is. I was in the game with the guys and someone attacked me. Who attacked you? In what game? Was Fredo Haggis there? I'm confused and exhausted. I can't... Someone definitely attacked me. I blacked out. Ask about Idris. Do you know Idris? I saw your picture on her computer. She looked at me with surprise. Yes, she's my girlfriend. Did you come here to see her or the guys? Can we not talk about it right now? Get me out of here and I'll tell you everything. Ask about the condition. I can't move or feel anything. I can only talk. And this emptiness. I'm going crazy in here. This is a cool background here. I like it. Of course, I wouldn't want to be trapped in it. Your revitalization was interrupted. I've never seen anything like it before, so I don't know how to help you yet. That's all for now. So what now? Look around. The digital space was filled with data sets that my walk-tail rendered as luminous shapes. Offered assistance. Let me try and help you. The progress bar appeared on your quest log. Okay. It's a weight off my shoulders. Analyze the problem. Interrupted revitalization is rare, usually due to faulty equipment. Well, that wasn't the case. It must have been something external. Revitalization is based on hardware stimulation of the player's senses. Each stage appears on the progress bar. Sadly, I couldn't recall the correct order. Vision is definitely restored last, when the helmet is removed. Had I rushed it, Starlet would have been in serious trouble. Okay, Starlet, I think I know how to wake you. Wait, I hear laughter. What's happening? My deck detected the girl's helmet being bombarded with exabytes of data. Someone wants to overload it and terminate our connection. Starlet, someone's trying to either stop us from talking or probe me. Damn it, what are you going to do? Let's have a look here. What's this? A game with PvP. The game that Fredo and Timmy entered allows players to fight each other. And he's also exhausted. Let the father find the son in the game? No. Back. The attack was intensifying. I didn't have much time. Activate the firewall. I'll activate some barriers to block the signal, but it's only a matter of time before they crack. It was possible to use jamming barriers to slow down the attack, or some decent but weaker reflection barriers to track the source. Right now we need to interrupt it, so jam them. The jamming barriers sent requests and inquiries to the source of the attack, slowing down whoever it was. Starlet have put up some barriers aboard us some time. Great, get us out of here. Question her? No, we don't need to, do we? Observe the attack signal. My connection was being overloaded with streams of incoming data. The walk-tail wasn't able to interpret it. One thing was certain, the attack was getting stronger by the second. Alright, I guess we try and revitalize her. We don't have much time. I'm going to try and get you out of here, finally. Stimulate the sensors one by one. The correct order was the key. The revitalization bar had stopped on stimulating proprioception. Seemed to start with that. Starlet, I'm going to try and finish the revitalization. I'm going to need to touch your body. Is that okay? Do whatever you need. Proprioception, I believe, is positioning. I felt around for Starlet's arm in Realium, raised it and moved it around. Revitalization bar moved forward. Proprioception complete. A good start, but the screen didn't display the next step. We know that sight is the last. If it's starting with the non-standard, the ones that aren't part of the standard 5, then let's look at balance. So I'd stimulate her inner ear, the sense of balance. Raise her head. Gently raise the girl's head. Oh, I feel something happening. I feel dizzy. Means your inner ear has been stimulated. I can stimulate another sense. Touch or smell? I'm going to think touch, because smell is so much more vibrant. Hey Starlet, I'm touching your right hand. Can you feel it? I don't feel anything. Alright. Smell. It's time for sense of smell. I knew it was connected with taste. I hesitated. Mint gum. I dug into my pocket for a pack of mint gum, took out a piece and carefully slid it under her helmet. Hey, I smell something strange. Now I have a weird taste in my mouth. That means we're on the right track. The hacker broke through. We only had time for one action. Finish her revitalization. Touch. Squeezed it. Can feel your hand finally. Now comes vision. Noise too strong. I'm losing the connection. No. Damn. We missed one step. I got disconnected even worse. The attacker may have tracked me. I have no idea where this would lead. Well, is there anything we can do? Examine her. Needs a doctor. You're wasting time and not getting any results. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Couch's panel. Display keeps reminding me of the interrupted revitalization. Alright, we're not going to get anywhere. I analysed the active system. Silent sensors fail to register any external stimuli. In deep sleep. Leave. That's a shame. That's a great shame. What's here? Another couch. An 11-bits couch in working order. The casing was slightly loose. Remove the cover. The panel was fixed in place with a S22A plasteel screws. Fortunately, I was a professional. I pulled out the Series 3 Demotrax multi-tool that I always kept with me, and a protective cover came off in no time. There was a bottle in the couch. Look at it. The sleek vessel shape alone suggested an indecent price, and it shimmered with a pale blue light. I removed it from among the wires. The faux aged paper label said Blue Mistress. No trace of the liquid, but the sticky glass still reeked of berries and chewing gum. We smelled that with him. I needed to get to the investigation. Alright. A piece of the floor stood out from the rest. There was no chance of a flaw in the design, not in a building like this. Take a closer look. It looked like a hatch. A hidden safe, a D109 dual shield, made of T200X, a high chromium steel alloy. No common thief could open one. I'm not going to bother opening it. Computer. A stream of stock market quotations appeared. Alright, well, I'm not going to worry about that. We'll leave. Infolio files, all open with the BWI homepage. I think we're okay with that, so let's leave that. Let's have a word with Timmy.
Are you going to question me?
The kid looked around with terror in his eyes. When I approached him, he trembled. Are you going to question me? Calm down, we're just going to talk. Question is best left to the police. I'm here to help Mr. Haggis' son, so let's just talk, alright? Okay, I want to help too. He nodded vigorously. Tell me what happened. It was Fredo's 16th birthday, and we were inside an adult game. He turned red and stared intently at his shoes. What do you want to know? Talk about Tim. Focus on you, Timmy. Are you alright? You're slurring your words and trembling. How do you feel? Not too good. I'm a bit dizzy, but that's from fatigue. We played a long time, you know? Calm him down. It's almost over. I'm not going to stress him right now. Just a few more questions and you're free to go. He nodded with appreciation. Alright, I believe you want to help. It was Fredo's birthday. Did I already mention that? I'm not sure. So we logged into Paradise Beach. It's a place where adults get together there. You can read all about it in the description. Ask about the virtual alien. Tell me, Timmy. Why Paradise Beach? Well, to have some fun. Help him choose his words. People normally log into Paradise Beach to pick someone up, flirt a bit, or go to bed with someone. Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, Fredo said that that you need to have an instinct, and we have it. We were godlike. Because we always know how to handle girls. Yeah. Not convinced about that. He had no idea how to handle girls or game decks. I knew he was lying. I believe you. Really, I do. And I want to help. It's just that I can't quite remember. I don't actually know what happened. He had trouble putting together sentences and remembering the events. It wasn't just shock. Something had really disturbed his nervous system. Your nervous system is overloaded, but it will regenerate. It will pass. Breathe. Ask about Fredo. Your friend. Get him to talk about Fredo. Tell me something about Fredo. Anything you want. Moving. He's my buddy. Same school and stuff. Once this kid Alex called me names, so Fredo flushed his walk tail down the toilet. He smiled at the memory. Then he altered the holos on the school gallery to give Alex a pig's snout and constantly used his this disgusting mucus. Fredo's brilliant. He seemed to be gaining courage. What do you need to do to become a Gamedec? Tell him he's got a shot at it. So you want to be a Gamedec to me? I'm sure you could handle it. That's an unlock. He smiled with disbelief. You seem alright. I'll tell you what Fredo looks like in the game. He bought us both skins and mine was almost as cool as his. Old Man Haggis doesn't know. We used an agent and covered our tracks so no one would find out that we were going into an adult-only world. Let's ask about Starlet. You can tell me about Starlet. She's a stripper. She knew the game well, so Fredo hired her as a guide. She was very brave. She'd do that was so brave. She was dancing so flirtatiously and seizing us. She was so direct. He was embarrassed just thinking about the girl. She knew little of that world, but was brave enough to guide us, and she was so provocative. Thankfully, mainly towards Fredo, she barely spoke to me. She was no longer terrified and just waited for the next question. Talk about Tim. Let's focus on you, Timmy. What games do you like? Whatever Fredo plays. Space sims like Dreamscape or Dying Stars. Shooters too. Crying Guns is our favourite. He loosened up. He liked talking about games. It was slowly opening up to me. We didn't know because we always buy the most expensive take and win. And everyone envies us. No risk, you know. That this was supposed to be like that. You know how it is, don't you? Yeah, I know how it is. Pay to win. Sure, everyone likes show off now and then. He nodded vigorously. I think he liked me. Talk about Tim again. Why did you walk off without Fredo? You left the game even though your friend kept playing. What happened? I didn't want to leave him. I was feeling bad, shaking. Yeah, I know you don't leave your friend behind. He looked as if he was going to cry. I heard that Gamedec can pull players out of any tough situation. Have you always been able to up to now? Tragic consequences. Can't promise anything. I'm usually able to get people out of trouble, but I'm not infallible. Next time, don't do anything stupid. Ask about Fredo. Relationship with his father. How are things between Fredo and his father? Do they like each other or not? Ooh, that's shrunk. Old Man Haggis is paying you. No matter what I say, you'll take his side anyway. The truth lies where the money comes from. He grunted and pursed his lips. He's looking at me with trust in his eyes. Ask about Fredo's condition. Fredo has been in a state of constant intense sexual arousal for the past few hours. What's he doing in the game? It was an adults-only world, and I guess that's what adults do in adults-only world. Yeah, I don't need to ask any further on that. I get it. You went there to have fun. No need to explain. He looked at me gratefully. Good. Fredo. Any enemies? Has anything been threatening Fredo? Did he have any enemies? No way. Everyone likes him, admires him. He's best in graphics and animation and has awesome skins and bitching results at Fast Fury. He bought the best speeder, 1 out of 15 Tau, and listen to the story. I'd like to point out the scam so he doesn't make a mistake, but right now I just need information. I raised my eyebrows in amazement. I listened to the accounting of Fredo's achievements. The kid was burning through money, offending everyone in his way, and interestingly, always able to avoid consequences for his actions. Close. Timmy seemed to revel in his friend's insolence. He obviously believed that arrogance and poor manners were cool. He was looking at me without much comprehension, but trustingly. Ask about the Virtualium. Where did you leave Fredo? He was on the beach by these big dunes. Were they planning on staying there? Did Fredo want to stay on the beach, or did he want to go somewhere else? Fredo was having a good time. He probably stayed in that world, in that area. He was staring at me with trust in his eyes. Ask about the Virtualium. how many worlds they played in. In just one Virtualia? Yeah, but we did some pre-gaming here first. We kind of overdid it. Fredo had trouble putting on his suit. Realised he'd said too much and stopped. Show understanding. I know how things are, Timmy. When I was your age, I also went to parties and drank booze. Booze is for the old or the poor. Fredo and I have better stuff. But the girl Fredo brought had booze. She said that it was included. I trust you and I'll tell you the truth. Just please don't tell Mr. Haggis. Went inside, twisted and perverted. Ah. It's a world where people hurt each other for pleasure. It's horrible, and Fredo, he's still there. Please find him and hurry. Thank you, Timmy. You've been a great help. Timmy Radomski. It's school report. Age 15 years and 10 months. IQ 145. EQ 179. Good IQ or better EQ? Emotional quotient, I believe that is. Diagnosed with emotional hyperactivity. This young graduate of our School of Arts should not turn his education to the path of management, which was imposed by his parents, but continue to develop as an artist and find a way to release his inner conflicts in a creative and sublime way. Sounds like he's found a way to relieve his inner conflicts, alright. It is recommended to grade him a half grade higher than objective, and not to, as his parents suggest, keep him on a short leash. Following our suggestion should produce mobilizing and motivating effect that will support his unstable self-assessment. Jeffrey Haggis interview. Today we have doubly powerful guest. Not only is he big, but he's big. Was that well said, Mr. Haggis? Director Haggis, and I have my doubts. As whether it was well said? Yes. You're the CEO of Blue Whales Interactive, right? Yes. Just like you're the owner of this station. I'm the director of the AI department, sir. That's good enough. Excellent, director. So please, since we know how things are at work, what's going on at home? Are your kids healthy? Is your wife faithful? I'm warning you, one more stupid question, and I'm leaving. And yes, my son Frederick is doing well and getting great grades. He's a talented artist. Eleanor is a perfect mother, partner, and lady of the house. Can I ask you a question now? Go ahead, director. Could you ask me a question that's actually interesting? Alright. Right. Look for him in Twisted and Perverted. An adult-only world that mixes sex with violence. I should log on to this game. We have Fredo is agitated and exhausted. Timmy suffered a mental trauma. A game for adults, a game with PvP mechanism, which would explain that. The boys in Paradise Beach. The boys in Twisted and Perverted. I'm pretty sure that's where he is. They were saying Paradise Beach, but it looks like they took a turn to Twisted. Right then. I've been Detective Yorkie, and we'll be heading to Twisted and Perverted next time. For now, you've been a wonderful audience. Join me next time as we step out of the Gander Detective Agency into a Twisted and Perverted Virtualium. Very well.